Thank you, Dr. So, my younger sister. And I want to send my gratitude to all of you coming here all the way from different parts of the world to Kaohsiung Medical University. And I love you. You know why? Because you stay until now. And you didn't fall asleep. So Professor LJ here and me are going to present joint projects between UP and KMU. But I want to kind of reflect about what I heard this morning from the first talk until now. So I actually highlight several keywords, and I think that might be interesting to you. The first one is no proposal writing. Iusr is so easy. And then the second one is education, sharing, women rights, regional revitalization, 1 pound, 1 school, 1 community, design education. Okay, good and clean and fair food, and the slow movement, meaning walk slowly, right? And the cultural exchange, harmony, innovation, capacity building, mutual learning, coffee, which I need right now, sustainable tourism. And then the last one, borderless, warm-hearted engineers. Are you all cold-hearted? Sometimes. Action and the solution, clean water. So if you listen to those keywords, you will find that it's very easy to categorize that into several categories. The first one, we want good health or health environment. Second one, we want good education. Right? Do you agree? We want good education. Then we want a local economy that can sustain the local community, which we oftentimes call it regional revitalization in Taiwan. And also the last one, which I see it as the most important keyword, collaboration, right, LJ? Don't be nervous. You're fine. So this is my title, and I think we already know what Iusr means. But as I said, actually those are included in the project of Namasha. And those 4 categories are included in this project. So quality education, medical care, international connection, and regional revitalization. However, I have to remind you one important thing. I am actually an entomologist who study bees and the spiders. I shouldn't know anything about this, right? But oftentimes when I travel to different parts of the world, especially to the Philippines, I found that local communities, they are always working like a beehives. So there are different roles in these beehives. They have queens, they have workers, they have soldiers, they have the nurses, they have different roles playing in these big communities or small communities. That means they have functional roles that makes this community works, right? Recently, we have an article published as the city that works, which is Kaohsiung City. But for a lot of communities, they can sustain because they have different roles playing. They have functional parts, play and then work together and collaborate with each other, and then they emerge with a very good future together, a collective future together. So this is what I want to present today. And it applies to KMU and the Namasha, and then it also applies to Kaohsiung City and the UP system here. So later on, I think LJ will present something about what she observed from her own site, from the Filipino site. But now I'm going to start from Namasha. So Namasha is actually not too far away from us. It's only 100-something kilometers. If you drive, it takes about 2.5 hours to reach there, which is longer than I take an airplane to fly to Manila. Okay, as Dr. Wu said this morning, 90 minutes. And it's famous on 3 things. The first one is natural disaster, typhoons and landslides and a lot of flooding. The second one is tourism, especially ecotourism. The third one is agriculture. They heavily rely on local agriculture to survive or to live. All right, these are the 3 things in Namasha. So the first step we started this project is actually only using our ears. So indeed, Iusr is so easy. You only use your ears. You only listen. You only listen to the local people. You only listen to the environment, the land, the voice from those places that never been heard. So yes, all these pictures are me listening to those people over there. But many what we found is those elderlies, they are such good teachers. They can explain the things so well, especially when they are talking about their local ecology, their local environment, their natural resource, the animals. They know so much about that, but they don't want to talk to other people. Why? Because when they consider the modernization of the city, they don't feel that this knowledge is useful. So they hide it. They put it away. But they are so worried that the younger generation will forget about that. So we have the younger generation from 纳马夏。纳马夏的孩子们，请你举手一下。So we try to revive this knowledge. We try to kind of encourage the younger generation to learn their knowledge. So we have several hundreds of lesson plans designed specifically. Well, look at them. They are pointing to the PowerPoint right now because they took these lessons already. They all know what that is. So they have the local materials. Let me remind you, we are in medical university, so we have precision medicine, right? So I think we should have precision education. Okay, for a community, we set up an educational system just for this community, and then we kind of, when we move to other communities, we kind of modify that. So then we have to have a AI platform or digital platform that we can modify the teaching materials easily. Okay, so then we can exchange the ideas and also exchange the opportunity for education. Then we are more equal on that part. Okay, so that's the first idea that I want to bring up right now. So those kids are actually sitting next to you. If you want to talk to them. Don't talk to me. So they actually went with our college students as their teachers. They use the college students as their teachers. So then they do the field survey, field ecology, and then they collect the data, and then they slowly come out with a lot of lesson plans with the college kids. So our goal is actually to train the younger generation as human capitals, not to just do the service. LJ and I were talking about what's the definition between difference between the services and also the USR. So I think the USR spirit is more like we empowered the local young generation to make them capable of doing something instead of we just kind of donate our profession to the younger generation and then do the service. When we are gone, when we aged, then the service is gone. The competence is gone. So then lesson plans is done, and then the ecotourism using IoT materials emerged through the collaboration between the 纳马夏 kids, the local communities, and the college kids. Okay, so we cannot finish that without the help of other universities, like Kunsan universities, but we cannot finish that without the knowledge of the local people, especially the energy from the local kids. So as a consequence, they won such, I don't know how many awards from different parts. Okay. 延平，请你举手。Yeah, how many pictures of you over here? 你看这边有多少你的这个照片？ Those are the awards that those kids win, and they are now high school students in the city, not in 纳马夏 anymore. So then, mutually, I want our college undergrad students, they can be educated by the local community. So we actually installed a program called Program of Ecological and Cultural Diversity. And the leading course is 纳马夏ology. Okay, so then we bring those kids, the kids meaning the college undergrad students, the first year freshmen, to 纳马夏, and those are the professors, as I say, the elderlies are so good on explaining their knowledges in the forests, in the farms, even in the culture. So they can actually be their professors. So then again, from the classroom, we move to the forest. We move to understanding their culture, and then eventually the college undergraduate students are educated and exercise what they can learn from the local community. So then they came up with this idea. This is just one example. The Standard Speed project, the conservation plans. Let me repeat that again. The conservation plans of native pollinators. So I wouldn't say more about this because if you want to know the details, there is a CEO over there sitting there, Li Bingheng. He is trying to produce this kind of products, the propolis, Gongjiao. That small bottle actually is sold by 2,000 Taiwanese dollars. Okay, and these Standard Speeds, they have a lot of productivity on these kind of materials. But nobody knows that until we look into the possibility because we thought those native pollinators are going to extinct pretty soon because we only have few colonies. But when we turn around, go see Philippines, they have hundreds of them in each apiary. So that's a surprising observation. And then later on, I will see what we learn from them. So we are moving from plans, as I said 2 times already, we are moving from plans to actions that we protect the local pollinators to protect the local economy. Okay, that's the principle. We protect the natural resource to protect the local economy. So we are moving from the local conservation plans all the way up to the national scale that we are going to take care of these pollinators that natively occurs in Taiwan and the Philippines. And then we are trying to make it the startup business. So as I say, Bingheng, when he was young, he was like a slave of me and working like crazy in Namasha, but now he's running his own company. So this is his company. And the member of this company actually involved Filipino students, Irene, Bingheng itself, and then also some of the Namasha younger generations. And those are the students over there when they are still in junior high school. So we are moving from the plans, just the thought, to the actions. So then we started bee farming using the native bees, and then we commercialize that. Now we are trying to kind of develop some products that can actually help the local economy in a very sustainable way. Okay, so what we learned from this? If I didn't go to Philippines, I don't know how to do stainless bee farming. This is the knowledge that we learned from our UP partners in Los Baños, that they actually have a bee program, so they actually conduct a lot of bee training for us. Our bee farms, we only have like 3 or 4 colonies, but they have hundreds. So that's a very good practice. So then we kind of try to disseminate these kind of ideas to different international partners, and I'm going to have my talk to pretty soon. Because this was kind of getting attention from different universities in the Philippines. And they came and they visit Namasha. And our younger generation in Namasha actually become a very good interpreters for these local knowledge to those international friends. So our principle is quite easy. You want to have social impacts, then you have to find out the effective way to come up with solutions. But this is based on the knowledgeable and the experienced local leaders with the competence that they can actually identify the local opportunities, local knowledges, and then try to convert that into the economical activities. And then those are the human capitals for the region. So without the boundary. So then that's actually the origin of Iusr, which is what we are talking about today. Okay, partnership for the gold, not for the gold, right? 不是金子，不是钱，是我们的目标。So then we have this project called Project Labite, and I think UPOU actually they rebrand the activity called Labite, and then now it's part of the Iusr project. So I'm going to hand my talk to LJ.
Thank you.
Are you still nervous?
No, I'm not nervous. Just a disclaimer, I'm not nervous. Okay, so adding to the talk that has already been conducted by Dr. Su, today my discussion aims to highlight the case of the University of the Philippines Open University, its experiences in university social responsibility, and how this introduction of the concept of USR actually impacted our public service initiatives. So before anything else, this was already introduced a while ago, but it's part of my slides, so I'll just go with it. So allow me to introduce the University of the Philippines. UP is the sole national university in the Philippines. It is by design oriented towards the fulfillment of public service. So across the Philippines, UP has 8 constituent universities, 1 autonomous college, and 17 campuses. And even if we examine its charter, we can actually see that UP is mandated to lead as a public service university, providing community, public, and volunteer service, as well as technical assistance to the government, private sector, and civil society. And to further that, even indicated in the rights and responsibilities of the charter, it says that we are to fulfill social responsibility, wherein the institution highlights its commitment to serve the Filipino nation and humanity and relate its activities to the needs of Filipino people and their aspirations for social progress and transformation, and provide venues for student volunteerism. And even just this May 14, 2024, the university took further strides in expressing its commitment to public service through the launching of the new UP motto, which was previously honor and excellence. It now includes service. So honor and excellence in the service of the nation. Now, personally, as a student that turned into a teacher in this institution, I can attest to how social responsibility is really, to some extent, embedded within the DNA of the university. This is a culture cultivated within the university through factors such as, but not limited to, service-oriented instruction and administration, visibly diverse socioeconomic realities present among the student population, its focus on exposure and immersion in teaching and learning methodologies, and also the student organization and their activities and influence. And this, how do we operationalize all of this? Well, there is the so-called intersection of the instruction, research, and public service. So in the case of the University of the Philippines Open University, we ensure to locate the intersections among these 3 functions to ensure a holism in our approach, because it's extremely difficult to focus on 3 different things. So for this reason, we formulated this framework wherein all these functions are aligned. So this is the public service and research thrust of UPOU. Towards the leftmost of your screen, you can see the sustainability challenges, and then it will be addressed through transformative management and development towards the goal of sustainability. Looking at the transformative management and development, you can see that this is in multiple levels. We have individual, local, national, regional, and global level of addressing these issues towards the goal of sustainable communities, which includes healthy ecosystems, economic viability, and social equity. So this is such a large framework. So how do we bring it down to a level that makes these goals more achievable? At UPOU, we have identified the public service and research thrusts according to the expertise we foster through our existing academic programs. So our academic programs, they have the capacity to contribute to the following research thrusts and public service trust: digital transformation, youth and children empowerment, women and elderly empowerment and transformation, community health education and well-being, climate education and justice, community improvement, sustainable livelihood innovations, and digitally transformed enterprise, and application of research towards advancement of communities. And just to give you a glimpse of the ongoing and completed projects of the FMDS towards the promotion of public service towards greater sustainability. So here are the different projects that we have implemented. However, earlier this year, this concept of Iusr, USR, was introduced by our partner in specifically Kaohsiung Medical University. And although this is just a thought and it's just an articulation, I believe it was instrumental in the broadening of our public service initiatives. And how is this? So allow me to demonstrate the effect it had on our public service through Project Lakbay. So Project Lakbay is a program that was co-developed and launched with Southern Taiwan universities, and Lakbay is an acronym, learning actively through knowledge-based appreciation for youth. But it is also a Tagalog word for journey, which aims to raise awareness among the youth about global sustainability initiatives and to encourage their participation. It focuses on exploring connections between sustainable development goals through civic engagement, understanding local challenges, fostering collaborations, and finding solutions for the community. But essentially, this just means that Project Lakbay provides students with learning visits and engages them in activities that help them gain exposure to the contextual realities and cultures of the Philippines and empower them to make their own contributions to sustainability as a whole. So as you can see here, these were the learning visits to the International Rice Research Institute, Asian Center of Biodiversity, and the Asian Development Bank. And if we have our Lakbay folks here, you might find yourselves in the photos. And then here we have learning activities and lectures at UP Open University, UP Los Baños, and UP Diliman. And then we also have cultural immersion in Laguna, Philippines, featuring our CEO mentioned a while ago. So if you look at it, at face value, Project Lakbay is already a productive experience that we provide to students. However, this deeper appreciation of Iusr made it apparent that there still needs to be more needed to be done. So hence the directive from my dean, from our dean of the FMDS, Dean Joanne V. Serrano, to reconceptualize this Project Lakbay to capture this concept of Iusr. And I will no longer get to the details of this proposal because apparently we don't like proposals here. And I'm all for that because I'm the one who's writing them. So let's skip that part, and I want to highlight the changes in the depths of the activities that our Project Lakbay participants will be tasked to perform. If the former Project Lakbays were more of learning visits, observation, seeing what they're doing, seeing what is happening within the community, students here will no longer be just visiting to learn. When they come to the Philippines, they have to work to do, and they have a work to do and have an obligation to fulfill. So they will be trained on how to interact. Look at the community immersions, needs and assessment, brainstorming, project proposal. They will be trained on how to interact with communities, how to observe communities, how to analyze, and how to create solutions. They will be requested to formulate their own project proposals on how to address the problems that they've seen and experienced. They and the future batches of Project Lakbay will continually be involved with this community, and this is their community now. And since yesterday, I kept on thinking of what makes USR different from public service. So public service, it's our passion at work. It's essentially pouring our knowledge, our skills, our expertise, our resources, and our capacity in the hope of creating a better country and a better world. And public service is some sort of labor of love. And Iusr, it has this multiplier effect. So I love my country, I love my people, I want to help my people, and I want you to have the same burning passion for service as well. So it's a mission to open eyes, it wants to deconstruct apathy, it wants to inspire empathy, to collaborate, to force everyone to work towards the same goal. So let's make a better world together, because imagine what we can do when we are all passionate towards the same goal. So us being universities are in the prime position to educate. So let's educate. Let's awaken social awareness. Let's drive action. Beyond service, we instill the heart of service into everyone. And as the theme is... Thank you, Dr. Su. So and I'm very proud to say that this multiplier effect that we were hoping for, we have achieved it already to some extent. There are now universities from Japan, universities from Vietnam that have reached out to UPOU asking us to host their lakbay. And this presents us with an opportunity to share this burning passion of our with our new prospective partners, so prospective collaborators, in championing this common goal. So more project lakbays are being planned, and we hope it becomes even more infectious so that we can influence more people. And on September, we actually have a batch of on August, we have another batch of Project Lakbay from Taiwan visiting the Philippines, but we also have Project Lakbay Trolley. The Philippines is going to visit Kaohsiung this September 2024. So I hope that you can welcome them warmly. They're going to visit, they're going to learn, to see best practices, and hopefully be inspired. And we hope that their lakbay also motivates them to imagine what they can do for their own communities. And along with this, we will be conducting our own forum here in Kaohsiung, where resource speakers from the University of the Philippines Open University will share our experiences, insights, reflections, and future plans in forwarding the goal of capable and self-sustaining communities. So I hope you can join us. Again, Kavya Tumananu, and thank you for listening.